Yo, what's going on everybody? And as you can see by the title, we got a very juicy video for you guys today. 5 players whose fantasy value took a big hit from this draft. So basically, we're just going to be talking about how different players' value will be affected from players that are coming in from the draft. So without further ado, let's get right into this video, and there's going to be some really cool stuff on here, so let's get it.
Okay, so you guys may or may not know, I am a huge Colts fan, and let me just say, when we traded up to draft Jonathan Taylor, I was super excited. Both these backs are going to play great in actual football games, but in fantasy football games, you are not going to want to take a chance on either of these guys. The Colts already have a super stacked running back room in Matt, Hines, and Wilkins, so knowing this, Jordan Wilkins might be on the hot seat. He's a super talented runner, but having 4 running backs on one team is not super effective. In my eyes, this pick really just looked like luxury to me for the Colts. They're going to be a super fun running team to watch, but fantasy-wise, I would not take a chance on Taylor or Mac.
So with the first player on my list, we got none other than Mark Ingram. Now look, Mark Ingram obviously is a very talented player. He's an NFL superstar in my opinion. A Pro Bowler with the Saints, but we still saw a little bit of Gus Edwards and a little bit of a committee going on there. Now the Ravens just got themselves debatably the most skilled running back in the draft. You would be crazy to tell me that Dobbins won't have a role in the offense this year. I could bet you we can have a monster rookie year and then start taking over that role as a starting running back. That's definitely a possibility. You know, this year I could see Dobbins starting out by like easing into the game, and maybe by halfway into the year they're getting 50-50 touches, which definitely will impact Ingram's value. I bet you in like 2 years, Dobbins can turn into a superstar and Ingram won't even have a role in that offense anymore. It definitely makes Ingram more of a risky pick this year because Dobbins is coming in and he has a chance to do really big things. So if Ingram's still there, I would take him for a bench spot, but I wouldn't really take him for a super flex or any league you're in, so avoid Ingram this year.
Okay, boom. We got another running back situation, and this one is for the Los Angeles Rams. So, they traded away Todd Gurley. Now, they got 3 guys which will be all fighting for a starting job. We got Akers, we got Henderson, and we got Brown. So, who's going to win it? Honestly, we don't know, and that's why this situation is going to be rough for fantasy owners too. Akers is a super talented runner, and Darrell Henderson was supposed to start this season, which they drafted last year. He's also super talented. Hopefully we get some news on the Rams if this coronavirus situation calms down and we do get some team practices.
So next on my list, we got my man Michael Gallup. Now, Michael Gallup was a flex for me for a little bit of last year, and he was pretty productive, a little bit inconsistent. But boy, oh boy, now his value is bloop. CeeDee Lamb's going to come in and just establish that wide receiver number 2 spot, okay? Like, there's no getting around it. CeeDee Lamb is going to be that number 2 receiver. Michael Gallup is going to get less touches, less touchdowns. He's not going to be that Deshaun Jackson type guy for this offense anymore because CeeDee Lamb's coming in. Michael Gallup's role will be very diminished from last year. So yeah, with CeeDee Lamb coming in, Michael Gallup is definitely going to have to play that wide receiver number 3 spot, and it's just how it is. It's just the way it's going to be. So if you were planning to take Michael Gallup in maybe a 12-team league to be like a flex or a super flex, then just don't do that anymore because he's definitely not going to get the production that you would think he would get before the draft. Now, last on my list, we got the one and only Greg Ward. Now, I don't know how high his value really was coming into this season, but I know Greg Ward definitely had some potential coming into this year, knowing how banged up and just how stupid a receiving group that Eagles receivers were. He definitely showed some potential last year, and before this draft, he definitely could have been someone who could get, you know, some reps for the Eagles. But now they just drafted Jalen Reagor. Jalen Reagor is going to come in and take over that wide receiver number 1 spot. I would definitely consider taking Jalen Reagor off the bench or maybe in a super flex because I think Jalen Reagor is going to come in and be that wide receiver number 1 if he lives up to expectations. There's no one else who's going to really play consistently besides Alshon Jeffrey, but he's really banged up. So Greg Ward, his value diminished. If you were planning on him blowing up this season, those hopes are coming to an end because that's probably not going to happen anymore. We all knew that the Eagles were going to take a receiver, but, you know, this is just the way it ended up. Some honorable mentions for me are Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. The only reason we didn't include that is because Adam Thielen's pretty much been in all of our videos, so we wanted to, like, mix that up a little bit. But yeah, obviously, Justin Jefferson is going to be a monster this year, just mark my word. Gonna take away from Adam Thielen's production. Kerryon Johnson and DeAndre Swift, I think that could be one. Even though Kerryon Johnson was already part of a committee last year, he's definitely going to get less touches. But yeah, that'll do it for this video, guys.
We will hit you guys back when we do get that news because there's not a lot of stuff to talk about because of the coronavirus. So, yeah. keep making lists. That's all we can do because this sucks. This sucks. Yeah. But just a quick rant. Just got annoyed really fast. More proof that I'm a Colts fan. And boom. That's mine. We're out.